Hello. Welcome back to the Zero Proof Life YouTube channel, or welcome if you haven't been here before. I am Coach Carolyn Bennett, and I have Coach Christy Wynn with me. And if you have not subscribed already, please do so. But today we just want to talk to you about the winter holidays. As we are recording this in time, we are in real time. The holidays are just starting. And here in the States anyway, they kind of start with Halloween and they go all the way through New Year's Day. And, it can be a difficult time for those who are exploring, getting sober curious, or who have maybe set an intention to be alcohol free. The holidays can throw us a little bit of a curveball at times. I know they did for me. I know they did for me during my first year of freedom from alcohol. The holidays really just sent me into a tailspin, but not necessarily in a bad way. I was prepared. I had some things in place, which we can talk about. But for me, I noticed a pattern within myself that I'm super excited. Like, I love the holidays, and I used to go above and beyond when my children were little about, just making it just this big celebration from mid-October through basically mid-January. And then I would have this huge letdown. So even though I was able to kind of, I don't like to use these words necessarily, but power through the holidays because I kept myself so busy and I was leaning into the joy in the journey, it was after the holidays were over that I really realized these are the times that I drank a little more heavily. I kind of numbed out from those feelings of all of a sudden the excitement's over and what's there to look forward to next. And, the families all went home to their respective states, and a little bit of loneliness and just some letdown. And so I think it's really important to be aware of how you travel through the holiday season, and maybe what your triggers are, or where you find yourself feeling a little bit, wonky, so to speak. But that was my experience, throughout the holidays. And now, like I said, I have so many tools in place that I celebrate the joy in the journey. And I also know that there's not going to be the letdown at the end because I've set myself up to do some self-care things in January. So what about you, Christy? What's your journey look like through the holidays?
Yeah, as you know, mine is different. So I love that you just love the holidays and it's such a great special time for you. And then, you have that period in January where you come down from that. I'm kind of the opposite. So the holidays have always been like a harder time for me. And then in January is when I just I find peace and serenity. So I know we're different in that way, but I love it. And my husband loves the holidays, like loves. And it's been this sort of, we've kind of, we're in a good place with it now because I think we've learned to just accept who each of us are. But for me, I used to carry a lot of shame around not being, this jolly, merry person through the holidays, and energetic and all of that. And I used to carry a lot of shame around that because in our society, that's what's expected of us in that time. But what I have learned and what I've uncovered, especially since I quit drinking 5 years ago, which, by the way, I quit drinking 2 weeks. I quit drinking December 15th,
Wow.
which may seem completely crazy it's kind of crazy to me too, that I did that in the middle of the holiday season. But what I have uncovered and realized is that really I'm an introvert. And so the beauty of that is that an introvert sort of is in alignment with the true sort of meaning of that season, which is, it's that winter solstice, it's darkness, it's going inward, it's the time to get quiet, and it's dark, right? So it's like the time to sit around the candlelight, and just it's that contemplative season. And I always felt that in my body, but again, thought there was something wrong with me because I wanted to go quiet and just kind of go into my own little world underground, that hibernation season. And society was telling me otherwise. It was like, no, it's time for parties. It's time for family. It's time to get together and shop and be out in the craziness. And so that was hard to reconcile for me for years and years. And again, I thought there was something wrong with me. And now I realize that that's just who I am. And I've learned to embrace that.
Yes.
So you talked about, ways to sort of tools for yourself and ways to kind of give yourself that self-care in January. For me, I have to start it now,
Yeah.
right around Thanksgiving. It's learning to say no. It's learning to have boundaries, not carry that shame around not wanting to go to all the parties. It's about mindfulness. It's just about just really paying attention to what my body is asking me for. So instead of going to the party, I might need to just stay home and take a hot bath with candles and nice music, and just be okay with that.
Right.
And, communicating with my husband around, what, I can do this thing, I can commit to this thing, but I'm not going to commit to all these other things. And he understands that now. And also realizing that you're allowed to change your mind. If
Right.
you say yes to something, and then the day of, you're like, I can't do it. I'm not going to power through. I'm not, I can't do it. You're allowed to change your mind.
Yes.
So just really allowing yourself freedom around that and knowing that the holidays can be a really tender and emotional time for a lot of people, and honoring that, and understanding that, and just really learning to nurture ourselves through it.
Absolutely. I love what you said. I mean, it can be such a lovely experience, wintering, when
Mhm.
we realize what we need to be our authentic selves and to not push through, right? And to not,
Yeah.
if you're not feeling like being go, 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 then to be more introspective and to take that
Mhm.
time to hibernate, basically.
Mhm.
And I love that perspective. And I think it's really fun that we are on here together because we do come
Yeah.
from totally different places when it comes to the holidays, but we both brought it back to honoring who we are and our self-care
Mhm.
and really taking good care of ourselves. And that's where I think people can often, especially on like where I come from, where it's, so much outward focused and focusing on making people happy and, the joy in the season, but depleting myself along the way. So when
Mhm.
January got here, I didn't have anything left to give, but it was also that feeling of something was taken away from me, like the excitement is taken away. So anyway, I think this has been a really good
Yeah.
conversation, and I think some people will fall immediately in the middle. So I love that you said
Mhm.
honor, you have the right to change your mind, right?
Mhm.
And that is
Mhm.
okay. There is nothing wrong
Yeah.
with that. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's beautiful. And I just think for me, I've just learned to embrace that inner Grinch, I call it, where, I'm feeling a little grumpy. I'm feeling like I don't want to participate in all the things. And that is perfectly beautiful. And so do what you need to do.
yes.
Pay attention, stay in integrity with yourself,
Yeah.
use all your tools, remember that self-care. We don't have to, listen to society where it says you can do all the things because it's the holiday season. You can eat all the sugar, you can drink all the alcohol, you'll restart January.
Right.
And just trying to drown out that noise too, can be a challenge. But yeah, and find your support, find your people, do what you need to do to get through that season, in a very beautiful way, whatever that looks like for each of us. So yeah,
Absolutely.
thanks for this conversation.
Absolutely. And I just want to add one more thing, that month of November, being able to say no. It is
Mhm.
okay. No is a complete sentence. I learned that from you,
Mhm.
Christina. So anyway,
Yeah,
good stuff. Good stuff. So
yeah.
thank you. Thank you for joining us. And we hope to see you back on another YouTube channel. Thanks.
Thank
Bye.